Hey, what's going on? YST here. Welcome back to another raid video. Today we're going to dive into Underpriest Brogni, an amazing fusion champion that we just had, and hopefully a lot of you guys did manage to fuse him. But I find he has a lot of value in a lot of Clan Boss teams and also in other areas of the game. But in this video today, we're just going to show the value for a Clan Boss setup. So in this team, we've got Deacon Armstrong, Iron Brago, Farrakhan the Fat, Underpriest Brogni and Bowd Elkazar for the cleanse. So without further ado, let's dive into it and see what kind of stuff we can do with him and what kind of way you may want to use him in your current setup. So let's get into it. Okay, so Underpriest Brogni, when you talk about the new Spider's Den dungeon, any kind of progression, trying to stay alive, Clan Boss setups, faction wars, the Doom Tower, this guy, I'll throw it up here, he helped me beat the 120 hard Doom Tower on the Eternal Dragon. So a lot of use everywhere. If you do have the books, I do recommend booking them out, but let's dive into his kit and see exactly what he can provide for your team. So on the A1, he's got a HP burn, amazing A1 by the way. So if you talk about the Clan Boss, you can get potentially 50 turns if you can survive that long of a HP burn on the Clan Boss, so that's a lot of ticks and a lot of damage. So let's go into the A3 next before the A2 because that's how we like to prioritize it. So he places a block debuffs buff and a 50% increased attack on all allies for 2 turns. So if you talk about the green Clan Boss, when you're getting decreased speed or any other affinity, you could tune it in a way to kind of block the debuffs if you don't have another block debuffs champion. But the way that I like to use it is, I like to use him to survive my AoE too, because that is the one that the Clan Boss hits the hardest. And then when the stun target happens, then my Bowd Elkazar cleanses it off. But if you're dying to the stun, you could kind of tune it in a way where he's putting the block debuffs up so your stun target won't get stunned. So you have to kind of prioritize, are you dying to AoEs or are you dying to the single target on your stun target? So there is a lot of ways that you could use him, but I'll showcase how I like to use him in the Clan Boss run. Okay, let's carry this on here. Then he also places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. So what do you want to do with this guy? You want to make sure he's got a lot of HP so the value of that shield is increased dramatically. So especially if you haven't got a Valkyrie, amazing substitute here, and it helps you survive a lot longer in the Clan Boss run. Works out perfect. And this shield buff cannot be removed, which is amazing for other areas of the game, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown, so it's extremely easy to tune in a way that you really want it to work. And then let's get into the A2 now. So after putting that shield up, he attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance, 100% once booked, to remove 1 random buff from all enemies. So increase attack on the Clan Boss. He will take that off if it's tuned correctly, and then has a 75% chance, 100% once booked, of removing 1 random debuff from all allies. So stun target, you don't really have to worry about that because your Underpriest Brogni can take that off for you if you don't have another cleanser. And then he increases the value of shield buffs on all allies by 30% of the damage inflicted. So if your shield buff is up on all your allies, on this next turn he's just going to put it up straight after that, and the value of that shield is going to be really good. So it's going to give you a lot more chance to survive those big AoE slams and keep your Clan Boss run going as long as possible. And the passive, this is really good for this guy. Whenever an ally under a shield buff is attacked, reflects 25% of the damage inflicted on the shield back to the attacker. Also heals the ally by 25% of the damage inflicted on the shield. Really good ability, guys. So if you put Giant Slayer on this champion, let's just say all your champions have the shield up, the Clan Boss takes a slam, he's going to reflect Giant Slayer back to that Clan Boss. So even when you talk about Affinity Clan Boss, when he's hitting you 2 times, there's a potential 10 times to reflect Giant Slayer back. Of course, it's not going to happen 10 times, but you're going to get a lot of Giant Slayers back, which you're going to see in the run when we get into it. And if there are multiple champions in the team with the skill, only 1 will activate. So don't think you can put 2 Brognis in there and rinse off the Giant Slayers because it will not let you. So before we get into the artifacts, let's get into the Masteries. So we got the offense tree going down to Giant Slayer because of course we want to reflect those Giant Slayer procs back onto the Clan Boss to maximize our damage output. Then we got defense going down to deterrence and retribution. And on my artifacts, I would recommend putting a Stalwart kit here if you're using Leech. Lifesteal is a good option if you have the gear, but Stalwart is always the best option if you're using Leech champions. But of course, depending where you are on the Clan Boss, just use the gear that works best for you in your composition. If you are trying to replicate this one, I'll link the video below, guys. I'm not going to go through all the champions that I'm using because I've already covered this composition. It's using the same speeds that I've already showcased. But yeah, we've got speed here, attack percent and speed, triple roll speed, defense percent, HP percent, speed on the boots to reach the 2-1 ratio, accuracy here with a triple roll speed, defense with some crit damage, and we got defense here with some HP percent and defense percent. So you get the drift. We need high HP and high defense to survive with this guy. And on the overall stats, 65,000 HP. I do recommend higher if you can, but this is what I could get currently. 3,700 defense, 253 speed, 20% crit rate. I've got Farrakhan the Fat on the team, so it does go up a little bit, but if you can improve it, go for it. It's recommended. 154% crit damage and a 312 accuracy. As I've explained before, it's for other areas of the game, not just the clan boss. Because places like the Doom Tower, for example, I need this guy having a relatively good accuracy, and then when it gets to the higher stages, I'll switch out the gear just to sort that out. So that's the gear, the masteries, and everything that I use on Underpriest Brogni. Amazing kit, and this champion is fully booked. So if you are trying to replicate this, you're going to need the cooldowns on, especially this one and this one. The A1, if you manage to skip it out and you want to do it later on, feel free to do so. So yeah, let's get into a clan boss run and see what kind of damage we can get in this non-unkillable setup. Okay, so on this team here, we've got Iron Brago for decreased attack and increased defense. We've got increased turn meter, decreased defense, and leech with our Deacon Armstrong. We've got the speed aura to reach the 2-1 ratio. We've got Bad Alcazar to take the stun off. We've got Farrakhan the Fat for ally attack, HP burns, and poison. And we've got the main man, Underpriest Brogni, for the huge shields and keeping our team alive as long as possible. And those Giant Slayer procs, you're going to see it right here. So if you keep an eye on the clan boss right now, there we go, he just hit and it reflected back to the clan boss. So if you want to get the full value of the Giant Slayer, you want to speed tune it in a way where it lands on the AoEs. But if you just want to make sure that Underpriest Brogni blocks that stun and keeps you affinity friendly, you want to make sure that the block debuffs is up for AoE 2 and for the stun turn. So if you don't have another cleanser, you will have to speed tune it in that way. But for now, enjoy the damage and let's see what kind of damage we can get. So there we have it, 40.47 million damage dealt. Underpriest Brogni, as you can see, made us stay alive as long as possible. So 40 million damage, 40 turns, no unkillable, no counterattack. If you do want to replicate this composition, I will link the video below which I did on the Deacon Armstrong composition, and it will show you all the speed tunes, and it's the exact same for Underpriest Brogni. In that video I used Aox the Rememberer, but we've just swapped him out here with Underpriest, and we're getting a lot more damage as you can see here because we're surviving longer. Those shields, if you don't have a Valkyrie, they are extremely good, and those Giant Slayer procs, they're really nice to watch the Clan Boss taking an extra bit of a hit. So 7 million on Underpriest here. That's just purely from the HP burns and the Giant Slayer procs. We've got Bad Kazar with 10 million, Farrakhan the Fat on 8 million, Iron Braga with a whopping 10 million, and 4 million on Deacon Armstrong, but of course he's our support champion and keeping us alive with the leech. So very impressive, and this team is a very solid 2-key all of the time. So even if you don't have these champions, hopefully that this video can kind of make you want to use your Underpriest Brogni in a similar way and keep you affinity friendly or just block your stun. So if you're intrigued, this is the nightmare damage and it's just full auto to do it, and this is the brutal damage, and once again full auto, and we get these crazy results. So amazing team. So that's going to be all for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I hope that you use Underpriest Brogni if you've used him. Amazing champion. And in the comment section, let me know what kind of compositions that you want me to make, because I'm a big advocate for non-unkillable teams and ones without counterattack and all that crazy stuff. So let me know what kind of champions you want me to use, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.